one of the most active volcanoes in the world. This active mountain is located in the province of Yogyakarta. More precisely, Mount Merapi is situated in Sleman Regency or the northern part of the special region of Yogyakarta. Before it erupts, Mount Merapi shoots a hot white cloud into the air. This clump of white clouds is called Wedus Gembel by the community. The temperature is very high and is greatly feared by the people who live on the slopes of Mount Merapi. Mount Merapi has a story of how it was formed. Do you want to know the story? Let's listen.
A long time ago, the place where Mount Merapi is now located was a vast plain in the form of a huge forest. Although it was a very large jungle, there were few people who lived there. Deep in the huge forest, there was a ever-burning iron melting furnace and steel house. Here, two mighty masters were living in the forest. The masters were famous as heirloom Chris makers. They were Empu Rama and Empu Pamadi. Unlike most of the Chris makers, Empu Rama and Empu Pamadi simply used their hands to pump the smoldering iron to a crisp. On the other side, far south of the forest, there was a mountain on a rocky beach. The mountain was called Jamurdipa Mountain. The mountain, which was on the south coast, was a volcano that was no longer active. Bathara Narada and Dewa Penyarikan flew over Jamurdipa Mountain. They seemed to be checking something.
What is the results of your investigation of the Jamurdipa Mountain?
After we examined Jamurdipa Mountain, it finally became clear that the mountain has caused Java Island to tilt to the south. So, Jamurdipa Mountain has to be moved to the lowlands in the north.
Are you able to take on this heavy task?
To the north of Jamurdipa Mountain, there is a lowland in the form of a dense forest. Jamurdipa Mountain can be moved to the forest, but there are two master craftsmen grace makers that occupy the forest. They live there.
Then I order you to Bathara Narada and Dewa Penyarikan to tell the two masters to move immediately.
Meanwhile, Empu Rama and Empu Pamadi were checking the crisp they have finished making. Bathara Narada and Dewa Penyarikan descended from the sky to meet them.
Oh, Empu Rama and Empu Pamadi, your magic is heard up to the heaven. Bathara Guru admires both of you greatly.
Oh, Bathara Narada and Dewa Penyarikan, we thank you for the flattery that we do not deserve. If you may know, what made a god come down here?
Oh, far south on the coast of the sea, there stands Jamurdipa Mountain, and the existence of the mountains make the island of Java tilt to the south. To make sure the island of Java does not tilt any further, Jamurdipa Mountain must be moved to the central part of the lower island of Java. And this forest is just the right place to move Jamurdipa Mountain. Bathara Guru orders you, two powerful master, to move from this forest immediately. Otherwise, the island of Java will become even more tilt.
Yes.
Forgive us, but we cannot move from this forest. If we move, the Kris we make won't be as good quality. Only in this forest can we make our Kris of good quality. After all, there are still many places on this island, besides this forest, to put a mountain.
I'm sorry, but this is the place we must move Jamurdipa Mountain to.
Batara Narada and Dewa Panjarikan tried hard to convince Empu Rama and Empu Pamadi to leave, but Empu Rama and Empu Pamadi insist on staying.
Alright, if you don't want to move from this forest, we have no choice. We will force you.
Finally, after failing to persuade them, Batara Narada and Dewa Penyarikan decided to use violence to force the two masters to move. Empu Rama and Empu Pamadi, who were refusing to move immediately, took out their Kris. The fight could not be avoided. Batara Narada faced Empu Rama, while Dewa Penyarikan fought against Empu Pamadi. A fierce battle lasted until night and continued until the next day. There were no signs of who would win and who would lose. Finally, Empu Rama smashed his Kris into Batara Narada's wand, just as Empu Pamadi slammed his Kris into the wand of Dewa Penyarikan. Their wands were destroyed instantly. Batara Narada and Dewa Penyarikan returned to the sky to meet the Batara Guru and report their failure.
There is no other way. You must move Jamurdipa Mountain now, even though it will mean sacrificing those two masters.
Batara Narada and Dewa Penyarikan finally moved the Jamurdipa mountain and brought it to the forest where the two Kris masters lived. Not long after, Empu Rama and Empu Pamadi saw a large object falling from the sky toward them.
Mount Jamurdipa had finally moved, although at the top of the mountain a crater had appeared and began emitting white smokes. The two Kris masters died as they were hit by Mount Jamurdipa. Mount Jamurdipa fell right on the heart where the two masters were hitting iron. The fireplace inside is what still causes Mount Dipa to shoot white smoke from its crater. Eventually, Mount Jamurdipa became widely known as Mount Merapi. The end.